Hi Cub, why don't you make an Uwe Boll retrospective? You seem to have a lot in common.
Sounds good. I like this magic guy.
I like Jenna shit.
No way, magic fuck. We have nothing in common. If you say that again, I beat the shit out of you in a boxing ring.
By the way, sorry to hear about Tape 3 The Rehash's funding getting embezzled. Have you ever thought about crowdfunding?
That's it. Fuck you all. I'm on my golf course.
You feel like Steve McQueen when you're driving in your car, and you think you look like James Bond when you're smoking your cigar. It's so bizarre, you think you are, and you kinda James Dean, but the only thing I ever seen of you was a commercial spot on the screen.
Uwe Boll is a German filmmaker born in 1965. He is known first and foremost for his pathetic game adaptations, or quite rightly as one of the worst directors ever. He has also been compared to Ed Wood, and after Ronald Reagan 1982, Irving Allen 1983, Linda Blair 1985 and The White Shark Dummy 1987, he received the fifth until now last Razzie for the worst life's work so far in 2009. He directed the music video for Nightwish's 2004 Wish I Had an Angel, which also included some scenes from his 2005 film disaster Alone in the Dark, which was re-released in an alternate version, omitting the footage of the unwatchable crap due to its extremely negative reception. Before he had his directorial US debut, he made some German movies.
You feel like Steve McQueen when you're driving in your car, and you think you look like James Bond when you're smoking your cigar. It's so bizarre, you think you are when you kind of James Dean, but the only thing I've ever seen of you was a commercial spot on the screen. Movie star, oh movie star, you think you are a movie. Movie star, oh movie star, you think you are a movie star.
See therefore the German Fried Movies special. In 2000, the German-US thriller Sanctimony saw daylight. A Wall Street banker starts killing people out of boredom until he gets shot by the police. The well-cast but completely constructed story borrows from Seven, Silence of the Lambs and American Psycho. There is no tension at all, and the constant slow-motion scenes are as annoying as the out-of-place soundtrack. In 2001, the psycho-thriller Blackwoods dared to leave the forest. A man causes an accident in which someone gets killed. He begins to hallucinate and loses his sense of reality. The movie fails because of a far-fetched story, a leading actor the audience can't identify with, so nobody gives a fuck on his story, and as usual, constantly annoying flashbacks and slow-motion scenes. The thing looks like a TV episode blown up to 90 minutes.
So you went to Sweden to meet Ingrid Bergman. He wasn't there or he just didn't care. I think it's time for you, my friend, to stop pretending that you are a movie star, movie star. You think you are a movie?
In 2002, the German-Canadian school drama Heart of America had neither heart nor soul. It is about the prehistory of a school shooting that takes place in the last 10 minutes. Boll's unsuccessful attempt to make a serious contribution to amok runs is just a simple, completely uninteresting soap opera revenge story.
Frozen hero, your words are zero, your dreams have vanished into dark. Long ago, but you don't want to know.
And as usual, with lots of annoying flashbacks, slow motion, unbearable amateurish music, and end credit text boards which list for whatever reason some amok runs in the US. In 2003, the horror movie House of the Dead came to life, based on the 1996 same-named Sega video game. A group wants to go to a rave party on an abandoned island. However, it is populated by zombies who kill everyone except the narrator, which he also tells the audience directly in the first minutes to avoid any kind of tension building. This Norfest has all the qualities you would expect from an Uwe Boll movie, which means none. The plot doesn't make any sense, and the dialogues seem to have been thought up by a small child. The boat captain is seriously called Captain Kirk. The only really creepy thing here is the amateur play of the actors, who probably collectively have caught sleeping sickness, hardly show any emotions, rarely move, and sometimes just stop and surrender for no reason. The zombies, however, master material arts, swimming, running and jumping, except when they don't. The dilettante use of the techno music during the most inappropriate scenes is clearly done by a deaf person teaming up with a blind one who made the editing, only undercut by the without any connection to the story widely cut in material from the video game. In 2008, the same movie was released again, direct to video, this time as funny version. It contains unfunny outtakes, uninteresting alternate shots, childish speech bubbles, embarrassing farts and laugh tracks, and an audio commentary in which Uwe Boll blames everyone but himself for his disaster, but only when he's not answering any phone calls.
Hallo? Ja, hallo. Ja, ich mach gerade die House of the Dead Director's Commentary.
In 2005, there was a TV sequel by a different director. The dead Coast Guard woman from the first part gets a promotion to Army Colonel in a wheelchair. Because continuity. If that's the case, wouldn't she have to be infected with a virus? Whatever, who cares. As in the predecessor, people turn slowly or quickly, just as it fits. A zombie outbreak takes place in a student dorm, which is fought unsuccessfully by some elite soldiers. Maybe because they waste their ammo against better knowledge on body shots and rarely on headshots. And also constantly get on fist fights with the zombies and get bit, who knows. The much more entertaining second part looks next to part 1 like Citizen Kane, but is still a turd thanks to an inconsistent, constantly self-contradictory story and annoying, too stupid to live behaving characters. In the same year, Alone in the Dark darkened screens, based on the same named Infogrames video game from 1992. The movie is based on the fourth part of the series, The New Nightmare from 2001. A detective for the supernatural commissions an archaeologist to investigate an artifact which leads to attacks by some kind of monsters and zombies. With costs of $20 million, the movie just made $10 million back, worldwide. But he's considered a financial success, probably on video. Back then I rented it without knowing anything about Uwe Boll and his so-called movies. Alone in the Dark is a cinematic fiasco, in which so much went wrong that you can more easily list the positives, namely none. He has a confused, unnecessarily complicated, completely uninteresting plot, presented in the longest opening text scroll ever made, and by the main actor, the explanator 0.5, who constantly repeats as a narrator things we already know, don't contribute to the story, or nobody gives a fuck about. The main female role is supposed to be a curator and expert on old cultures. Clearly indicated by her glasses, I guess. But it seems like she has not much to say and even leaves answers about her alleged field of expertise to the security guard. Of course, this boring piece of shit also uses shamelessly ideas from much better movies like Matrix or Alien, has senseless slow motion and time-lapse shots, a god-awful use of the soundtrack, and bad stand-alone action scenes staged sometimes completely in the dark. In 2008, he got a direct-to-video to Garbage Can sequel by another director. A former witch hunter returns to fight a centuries-old witch. This is boring as fuck and does not even have a trash entertainment value. In 2005, the vampire horror Blood Rain is based on the same named 2002 terminal reality video game. Vampires are called Dampire for some stupid reason and dissolve in water because script says so. The Dumpire Rain lives her sad life as a circus attraction in the 18th century, until she remembers she can defend herself, breaks free and sets off to take revenge on the boss level vampire, which is her father who killed her mother. She manages this by searching for some stupid relics, eye, heart and rip of who cares, and by doing what she does best, being constantly knocked out, captured and rescued by whoever during the final fight. The boring as fuck staged, inconsistent junk with laughable stories, super fake sets and unmotivated gore inserts made less than $4 million in cinemas worldwide, against a $25 million budget, and was for sure a flop. The completely wasted starcast sleepwalks through most of their scenes, and like the audience seems to have no clue what's going on. He got in 2007 the direct-to-video sequel Blood Rain 2 Deliverance, with a new cast but the same uninspired director, and for reasons constantly shaking picture. This time Dumpire Rain is in the Wild West, where she takes down Snorehead vampire Billy the Kidnapper and his Snorehead gang with her own 3 Snoreheads, of which 2 she has to collect for 10 minutes to simulate story. Also this time with a proven method to having no plan and being captured, defeated and then rescued in the final fight out of nowhere by whoever. Blood Rain 2 Petting Boogaloo looks a bit better than its predecessor, but it's still a boring sleeping pill with so little going on, not even enough for a short story. 2010 Blood Rain The Third Reich came direct to video with the same Rain actress from part 2 and again fucked up, I mean directed by Boll. The movie plays during the Nazi period, similar to the video game. This time Dumpire Rain creates by biting and forgetting that bites lead to vampires, a vampire, dampire, whatever, and fights him throughout the whole movie. Stupid Brain The Third is cheap as fuck looking shaky cam action. Despite the short running time, it has lots of unnecessary filler scenes and completely unmotivated gore and softcore erotic scenes. As usual, rules, strengths and weaknesses are simply made up as they went along, and he's only consistent in his inconsistency. In 2011 came with Blubberella, the same movie again, only this time as a comedy, and in the lead role with a fat vampire, stompire, whatever. Blob Rain goes through the same scenes as regular Rain, with additional scenes in her modern apartment from 2011, as the movie is set in 1940, and that's funny, I guess. Like House of the Dead, unfunny version, the embarrassing crap isn't quite as funny as their serious predecessors. In the same sets, Boll also made Auschwitz. The movie is about the infamous camp and supposedly shows what happened there. From my point of view, it's just another excuse to use the Blood Rain sets for the third time, hiding garbage by pretending seriousness. Similarly hypocritical was his torture porn Seed in 2006. It is about the serial killer Max C, who takes revenge on a policeman in the 70s by kidnapping his wife and daughter and luring him into a trap. This slow as fuck wannabe shocker is supposedly a statement against the death penalty, which doesn't make any sense at all, since Seed's survival leads to the later events. And animal cruelty, which is why material of real animal cruelty starts the film, even if it contributes nothing to the story. And there's more bullshit, like the myth criminals have to be released after 3 failed execution attempts, or that the story is based on true events. The same and even worse is true for the 2014 sequel by a different hack director. Seed 2, The New Breed, aka Blood Valley, Seed's Revenge. In this god-awful The Hills Have Eyes rip-off, the serial killer from part 1 kills people in the desert, with the help of his family, conveniently pulled out of the script. I guess to get revenge on whomever or whatever, by randomly killing people, at least according to the title.